It's just after 8 o'clock, it might actually be 8:30.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, and we're heading to the post office to post back one of our bags. We've had a look through all our stuff and decided what was surplus to requirements, and now we're posting a load back to make it lighter for the rest of the journey.
It's only actually about 3 kilograms that we're posting back just in this bag, but just to have one bag instead of 2 bags, one on the back, one on the front, is a big difference in comfort levels. I mean, sometimes I can hold indigo as well, so it's just to get rid of one bag is a great feeling of freedom, and it's very little. You know, we have used actually more than 95% of our stuff, so we just really looked through what haven't we used in the last 10 days, what didn't we really need, and just picked out those sorts of things, and just putting them in one bag and getting rid of it. It's a good feeling now. So we're actually walking back on ourselves. This is day 10 to the post office. Post office is over there, Correos. This is our bag, getting packed up now, sent home. I read so many people actually end up offloading stuff and sending it home, and so we didn't want to do that. We were like, okay, we'll just take the bare minimum. I kept on finding things in the bag that Victoria put in that I didn't know about.
One of the things I've noticed since being on the Santiago Trail is the synchronicities that are happening all the time. The other day we got put into a room full of people, and we found out the next morning that there was a Korean guy who had a room to himself. But what happened later on that evening was the Korean girl went and stayed with him, and now she's travelling with him. Later on yesterday, when we arrived at the hostel was actually closed, it was locked, and we had to phone to get the people from the local town hall to come and open it for us. And we were, once we'd signed in, we were just leaving, just as the Koreans arrived. And had we not been there, they wouldn't have known how to get in. And they didn't have a mobile phone to telephone, even if they did, so it was like just perfect timing, just so that they could get in just as we were leaving. So everything just seems to be happening, and even though we thought it wasn't necessarily such a good thing that we had to stay, that the woman put us in a room full of people, maybe the universe had something else planned for the Korean girl and the Korean guy, and that they could spend time together and meet each other, and that he could look after her during their travels, and everything maybe is just perfect.
There just seems to be synchronicity after synchronicity happening to support us on our journey. There's just been times where there's one day we very early in the morning we missed a turn, and we just carried on down this road. There wasn't a soul about, and suddenly this man just appeared out of nowhere and said, "Are you on the Santiago Trail?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he says, "Well, you're not on it anymore. You need to go right back there and make a left in the village." And we might have been miles and miles and miles down the wrong road before we realized. And there's been so many of those happening, so many things that have just been supporting us along the way, and it's great to have the support. We need it. I had this ingenious idea to get rid of the bag and put this sleeping bag, my sleeping bag attached to the back. You can see how big and fat that sleeping bag is. That was taking up so much room in the bag. Once got that out, then we were able to get most of the stuff that was in the bag into this bag, and this is how I originally wanted it to be. And we had this like to and fro, me and the metal monkey there, of what we were taking, what we weren't. You know, the compromise was not bringing the blender. I won that one. We didn't bring the blender, but I didn't want to bring an extra bag. But now we've got rid of that. Now we are doing it the way I originally wanted to do it.
The thing is that we've got a baby, and you just never know when the baby's going to get to be changed, and sometimes they might not need changed at all, and you just need to get them changed in the evening for bed, and sometimes he might need to be changed 3 times a day. So now, if he does need to be changed 3 times a day, we're stuck. So this water doesn't say on it that it's not no potable, so which means that it's chlorinated. But as it happens, we need to fill up our bottles anyway. So
when you don't drink chlorinated water and then suddenly you drink it, You taste it, but we're just doing the best we can as we go. More important to drink water than not drink water, even if it's not the best water in the world. It seems like I'm getting a bit of a raw deal here. We took the sleeping bag out, attached that to the back, and then put the stuff in the blue bag into the back here. Took a few things we didn't need and posted them back with the blue bag, and to free me up. But I seem to have gained a water dragon here, just to balance me out. But actually, today the metal monkey there, she's really feeling it. She's going through a mental breakthrough, I believe, right now. Today's the second time she said that's it, she's going home. The last time was when we did the 10.5-hour day and finished at night time. That was an emotional breakthrough she went through there. There's our lovely Korean couple who's met on the trail. Hello! Hello. True love story. They'll probably get married and have children and live happily ever after. Perfect couple. All because of a sprained ankle, both together. Yeah, I personally have gone through like a threshold point myself, where physically, like, my body was just giving up. Blisters on my feet were just excruciating. I'm not complaining, by the way, I'm just sharing. I had pains in my knees, backs of my legs, and muscles were starting to go. And I was thinking, wow, I took my pack off after the last 8.5-hour walk we did, and my legs were literally like jelly. They had a mind of their own, they're going all over the place. With my pack on, I could walk perfectly. As soon as I took it off, then I was walking like I had a bottle of vodka in me or something. So at that point, I reached my limit physically, got a little help from the universe, and now I'm feeling stronger than ever. Went through that breakthrough point. We've done over 200k now, feeling, yeah, physically got past it. Now it's like a mental thing now. The mental monkey said to me that night, why are we doing this again? And I was kind of stumped. I had no answer for her, really. I don't know. I'm sure we'll work it out as we go. But it's just a calling. It's more than an intellectual, because of this, that, or the other. I think the trail just calls you. Hola, buenos días. We're just on the outskirts of Logroño here. It's quite a big, well, it's a city actually. Yeah, we're coming into the city, so we're going to walk through the city, out the other side, so we have to pay good attention for the signs. There are these little yellow markers marked every now and again, but going through a city you have to pay extra attention. Protect our energy fields going through the city as well, because you can pick up all sorts of chaotic energies going through a city. So I consciously put on my energetic force field while going through it. We tend to draw a lot of attention to ourselves carrying a little water dragon. It's something that's very rarely, if not ever, seen here on the trail. I just walked past a place there where there are people sitting and they went, oh, buen camino, and then they went, oh, baby. And their eyes nearly popped out of their head, especially because they saw me carrying him with the big pack on my back, and mother was about 100 meters behind, so they didn't see her at first. But yeah, it draws a lot of attention. Some of it just you know, like amazement. Other people are very positive, some people are negative. Some of the old women in Spain, they like to wrap up their babies in cotton wool, really mollycoddle them, and not let them out of the house. And some of them kind of tell you off for doing it with a baby. But a lot of people show a lot of respect and admiration for it as well. So you get like a mixed lot, and they're all right from their own point of view anyway. But yeah, some of the, it's actually possibly a world record maybe. Some of the keepers of the albergues have said they've never actually seen a baby this young come through. Some people do it with children, but none of them have ever. and some of them have been albergue keepers for years, but said they've never seen this. So this could be some sort of record. Check of Guinness. I'm not interested, but good if you wanted to.
A trip coming out of Vianna today, and it quite hurt my knees, but it really knocked me off centre. First of all, I was really worried about Indigo and wanted to make sure he was okay, and but it was just a real shock to my system, a shock to Indigo's system, and we're both okay. We did a full check of Indigo, and he doesn't seem to be hurt at all. He seems to be fine, but it really knocked me off centre, and I've been finding it really difficult the rest of the day. So since then, it was very windy earlier. Yes, Indigo, that's exactly what happened, and it was just so windy, and the wind was causing me to be annoyed. Indigo was a bit uncomfortable, and he was being annoyed. So I said to Matthew, let's stop. And then Matthew said to me, look, Indigo's just picking up on your frequency of you being off centre. And as soon as Matthew took Indigo off me, Indigo was perfectly fine. Weren't you, Indigo? Yes, he was. So then it was very clear that he was just whatever obviously was going on with me then, Indigo was feeling that. But I'm still not feeling perfect. I'm still feeling not great. And we've got at least another half to go again of what we've done so far this morning. So we'll see how we get on. Indigo, look at the camera.
And sometimes all you need is a nice cup of tea to make everything better. We're walking through the centre of Logroño at the moment, just looking for some decent walking shoes or boots to get me the next 600 kilometers along the trail. And it looks like we may have found somewhere. Check it out. I'm sure I'll get something here. There's something that says the North Face. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with those prices either, can you? Look at the prices there, wow. Not cheap, huh?
Well, that one has got leather in it.
So most of the boots and shoes here are well over 100 euros, 170, 180 euros, a lot of them. And a lot of them have leather, animal skin. So this is how you check. Show us.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in this one. But if you open them up here, and it has this symbol here that looks like the second one. I don't know if the camera's picking it up.
It's very small.
They're very small, but it looks like a sheep's blanket that's been.
It's just like an animal skin.
Looks like an animal skin. If it's got that picture on it, it's leather, and if it's just a diamond, diamond means it's synthetic or it's not animal skin. So that means it's okay to use. So these boots here seem to be 100% synthetic, or there's no animal skin in them.
So no animals were harmed in the making of these boots?
Well, it doesn't say that, but there's no animals in there.
Yeah.
And there's no animals in those shoes there.
So I'm looking at these. I think I might get these. They're Gore-Tex, and they're more like a trainer. And I think it'll just be a joy to wear them. And it's something that I'd wear anyway in my everyday gear. So I rarely treat myself to anything nice like this, so I think I might go for it.
You're thinking of that more rather than the boots?
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
because I've got boots in the post coming. You see, I've already got boots at home which came in the post, so to get these as well, then it'll be, I'm sorted for the next 10 years probably.
Okay, well, let's go and try them on. How do you feel now in your new shoes?
I feel like I might just be able to complete the walk. There's a little bit of uncertainty before. There's a lot of foot care having to be done. fixing the blisters, more blisters appearing because of the sweatiness. But now I've got these big pair of boots, which are brand new. They're very cheap, not suitable for walking Camino, but they're very warm. And I noticed a homeless guy earlier on as we were walking, and his boots were falling apart. And so as we're walking through the city, it's about a mile to go back, and he might not even be there with all our stuff to find him. I don't know, but if we can find someone that needs some boots, maybe we'll go back. I don't know, we'll see if we can find someone who can use these boots. Look at these two lightweights, all the size of their packs. Huh. It's 3 o'clock, we're just leaving Logroño. It took us about 2 hours just to get through the city. We bought shoes and sat down in the cafe, had a cup of tea and that sort of thing as well. It's all good. The boots, I left the boots here. I didn't find any homeless people or anyone that looked like they needed any boots. So I've left them here. This is our last bench before we leave the city. Tied them to the side there and left a little note in them saying, please pass these to someone that needs boots. Thank you. And a smiley face. So you know, someone's going to get them that needs them. That's for sure. There's something really awesome I just noticed with this sign here. Notice at the top it says recommendations, recomendaciones, and it's just all the things they recommend you do and don't do. But it's not like laws, they just say recommendations. This is what we recommend. Isn't that great? I like that. I like this is what we recommend. You know, rather than telling people what they can and can't do. You know, who makes up these laws anyway? What are these indigo? Huh? What are these? These are ducks. They're ducks. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. Ducks and some other type of bird. Yeah. Interesting, aren't they? What do you think of that, son? What do you think of that? He's just crying 2 seconds ago because his mummy went off to the toilet. He's a little hungry. So just brought him over to the ducks, and suddenly his attention has completely been taken to this now, and he forgets about the other. Come on, form a queue, orderly line. Biggest to smallest at the front. Metal Monkey is at a mental threshold. She just said to me, don't you dare take out that camera.
I'm cold and I'm tired and I just want to go home now.
576 kilometers to Santiago. 676, 768. But we've done what? Over 250 kilometers? 10 days? How do you feel about that? 1 day off?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'll feel better when we get somewhere warm.
Which is just up there. I'm having to deal with another blister here that has appeared beside the one that was already dealt with. That big one was there. That's already been taken care of. And this other one has appeared around here, which is really throbbing and excruciatingly painful. So I've put a needle through it with some thread. So I've threaded that. And then I'm just going to take one of the ends of the thread out, making sure they don't get caught up. Ah! Ow. That is from the AMS. I dipped all this in AMS to sterilize it, and the AMS is on the thread. So as I'm pulling it through, the AMS is going directly into it, which really stings. But it also disinfects it at the same time, if there were to be anything. Now that is through, I'm going to tie this in just a double knot and cut off any loose bits and just leave that like that. And that's what the Alberger keeper did with the other ones, and they seem to do the trick. So I'm going to do that with that one. It'll still remain painful, but not as bad as it was, and will get better in a few days. Blister care, great joy.